This is the last of three poems that my father used to read to me when I was kind of 8 years old. Um, I came across the word perfidious recently and didn't know what it meant. It's kind of because I've been wondering what this poem's really about. Perfidious means deceitful and untrustworthy. Uh, if you don't know this poem, you won't know why I think it's about perfidiousness until the end. And let's see what you think. You might have a different view idea of what the poem's about. It's called Bad King John. It's by A. Milne. King John was not a good man. He had his little ways, and sometimes no one spoke to him for days and days and days. And men who came upon him when walking in the town gave him a supercilious stare, or passed with noses in the air. And bad King John stood dumbly there, blushing beneath his crown. King John was not a good man, and no good friends had he. He stayed in every afternoon, but no one came to tea. And every year at Christmas, the cards upon his shelf, which wished him lots of Christmas cheer and fortune in the coming year, were never from his near and dear, but only from himself. King John was not a good man, but had his hopes and fears. They'd given him no present now for years and years and years. But every year at Christmas, while minstrels stood about, collecting tribute from the young for all the songs they might have sung, he stole away upstairs and hung a hopeful stocking out. King John was not a good man. He lived his life aloof. Alone, he thought a message up while climbing up the roof. To all and sundry, near and far, F. Christmas in particular, and signed it not Johannazar, but very humbly, Jack. I want some crackers and I want some candy. I think a box of chocolates would come in handy. I do like oranges and I do love nuts. And I should like a pocket knife that really cuts. But oh, Father Christmas, if you love me at all, bring me a big red India rubber ball. King John was not a good man. He wrote this message out and gat him to his room again, descending by the spout. And all that night he lay there, a prey to his hopes and fears. I think that's him a-coming now. Anxiety bedewed his brow. He'll bring one present anyhow, the first I've had for years. Oh, forget about the crackers and forget about the candy. I'm sure a box of chocolates would never come in handy. I don't like oranges and I don't want nuts. And I have got a pocket knife that almost cuts. But oh, Father Christmas, if you love me at all, bring me a big red India rubber ball. King John was not a good man. Next morning, when the sun rose up to tell a waking world that Christmas had begun, and crackers, and toys, and games appeared, and lips with sticky sweets were smeared, King John said grimly, as I feared, nothing again for me. I did want crackers, and I did want candy. Well, I thought a box of chocolates would come in handy. I do like oranges, and I do love nuts, and I haven't got a pocket knife. Not one that cuts. And oh, if Father Christmas had loved me at all, he would have brought me a big red India rubber ball. King John stood by the window and frowned to see below the happy bands of boys and girls all playing in the snow. A while he stood there watching and envying them all, when through the window, big and red, there hurtled by his royal head and bounced and fell upon the bed an India rubber ball. And oh, Father Christmas, my blessings on you fall for bringing him a big red India rubber ball.